Hi friends, welcome to my channel Code Destination. So as we are continuing this topic array intervals, so basically we are solving the array question, which is like there are special type of question in the array which is based on intervals, and we are continuing our challenge one code one day. So today we will continue these intervals. I think yesterday class you already saw, so it will help because that the question is somehow related to that yesterday question. So today we are taking this question from LeetCode, question number 57, named insert interval. So basically we have given an interval. I am directly going to example so that we can understood. So we have given this new interval here, 2 to 5. Basically we have to insert this like wherever it can be insert. Like when I draw the in the diagram, suppose there are some intervals given, like in this case yeah, suppose this 4 and 5 interval are given. So when I insert this, and this is the array given, like 1 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 7, 8 to 9, and the new interval is giving like 4 to 8. So what is the output? Like it will basically overlap these three, this one, this one, and this one, because it overlap. So our overall result will be 1 2 1 2 because it doesn't overlap, and this is overlap. So 3 and 4, what is the minimum? 3. So 3, and it cover all these 3 points, so the last point is 10. So in our output I will get this one. So same in the same manner, this 1 3 and 6 9, the new interval is 2 9. So this 2 is coming in between 1 3, so that's why this overlap. So the minimum is 1, and between 3 and 5 the overlap is like the maximum value is 5, that's why it is 5 here. So 1 and 5, like what is happening here, suppose 1 2 3 this one, and 6 to 9 this one, and there are some interval given 2 to 5. So 2 to 5 somehow, like, so this one and this one is overlap and make the line here to here. This is 1 to 5, and this is not overlapping, so 6 to 9 is as it is. So this result we have to store in the result, and we have to return that. So in the same manner, the second example is as well. New interval is 4 to 8. So here mentioned, because the new interval 4 8 overlap this 3 point, 3 5 6 7 8 8 10. That's why there is in the result basically we are getting 1 to 2, then 3 5 6 7 and 8 9 combined, then 3 to 10, and the last point is 12 to 16. So we are storing as it is. So basically we have to do this thing. So let me explain how we can think to solve this problem. Yeah, so how we can solve this problem? For that I just consider the negative case. When the suppose I am taking the L and R, which is given the new interval, and we will find the condition like when this LR not merge with any of the indexes. So we can think like if when this LR is not overlap, suppose we have given some line, this one, this one. Suppose I am taking this line SI and my new interval is this one LR, and any point from this array SI and EI. So this line, when it will not overlap, in there are two cases. If this R value is less than this SI, in our case, in all cases it will not overlap. So that's why I have written here this. If R value is less than SI, so in that case this line will like always comes here, so it will not overlap. Another case, when this L value is greater than this EI, in that case this LR, like new interval, will come after this line. So in that case if the both case fulfill, in that both case this LR will not overlap to the this line. Okay, so if I negate the condition, like when LR merge with SIEI, so if I will negate that, so you already know, if we like take note of this condition, so the condition will reverse. Like if it will be like first greater than R, then it will be reverse less than equal to R, and our OR condition will convert and, because we are negating it, and this EI greater than equal to L. So if this both condition will fulfill, in that case we can make sure that this LR will come like overlap overlap to SI EI. So how we can visualize? We can think like, suppose this is the point SI and this is EI. So suppose this it is making the condition like if SI is like if my R value is greater than or equal to SI. So like this is the boundary case. If R will touch here, so in that case it will overlap. Until when it overlap, like suppose R is here, this R is here, any point if it is like here till here. So any point if the R value is greater than SI, so in that case it will overlap. But yes, in some case maybe R value is here and my S value is like and here, so in that case it will not overlap. So that's why it is and condition. We just checking by checking this condition, we can't make sure that it will overlap. So with that, this EI should be greater than L, like this whatever EI, it should be greater than L, like it is a L value, so this L should be like between here, this L should be here, here or here. So both conditions should be fulfilled. In that case we can make sure that this LR value will be overlap to SI EI. So the same condition we will use and we will solve the question. So I just take a the example here. Just I am trying to build the intuition before solving the problem. So what we are going to do, first we will check like uh, till that like this condition. So this condition what it is, this first condition what it is telling, that all the lines like for that and EI like and point, like the for every point there are S and E. So for all the point for that like end point is less than L. Less than L means this is L point which is our interval. So if any end point is coming here, so all this point will not overlap. So simply we will store all this point in our result, because this in this case like 1 2 is not overlapping, because 2 is here which is less than L. So if any point, suppose there are many points 1 to 2 2 to 3, suppose here 1 point 2 to 3, so it will also not overlap. So we will simply store in our result till the end point is less than L. And if any instance this second condition, like if our end point is greater than or equal to L, like if any point is coming for which end point is just touching this, so this is the base like this is a corner case. If it touch, it means overlap. So for all that case we will check this condition, this third condition. If like if this condition not fulfilling, it means it automatically tell that the it is like this is true, and it is true, it means it is overlapping. But for making sure we have to also check the start less than L. And so I will check this condition till when, if till when this condition fulfill. For that we will just use like I will combine all the point which is fulfilling this condition. So like in this case this point, this point, this point and this point is fulfilling. So all this point for all this point our start like our new interval, like whatever result we want to get, how we can get like all the minimum of start point like 3 6 4. So what is the minimum of these three, that will be our result, like result start point, because it is automatically sure that in the range the leftmost part will be our start point. So I will take the minimum. But for finding the right point for in our result, what we will take the rightmost part. So I will take the maximum value of that. So same logic we are going to write. So maybe with this logic you can connect if we like write the code. So let me write the code so that you can connect the logic. So what I have to do, basically in the I need the result which is int of int, but we are not sure like how many points in this result is present. So in that case what I will take the array list. So I will take the array list of what type of int, because we know like every point contain only two s and n. So I will take array list for that here. Okay, sorry, yeah, array list which is int type. Okay, so and there are one case, if my intervals length is 0, it means interval length, if yeah, if there are no intervals present, so in that case the new interval automatically will be result. So what I will do in that case, I will just return one, like uh, new interval. I will add this new interval in our result only. So what I can do, I can just store result dot add. So I will add one result. So new int, I will store this result. New intervals are that 0th point, and new intervals then 1 point. So I will store this point and return, because there are no intervals so on which it will overlap. So I will store that only in our result. Okay, so after that what I have to do, I will iterate in our intervals, all the intervals. So for that I will write loop I less than intervals dot length. I will take all the intervals one by one. Okay, so here what I have to do, first I will check as I explained already in this here, maybe I can represent here as well. If this condition 1 is fulfilled, like let me check, yeah, so if this condition is fulfilled, this first condition, so in all cases we can make sure that all the point, like if all, for all the point, if their end point is less than L, it means it is not overlapping, so it will store directly in our result. So I will take a while loop, like for all the cases when this condition fulfill, like yeah, intervals, in the intervals our like end point, so one index value is less than new interval. So I think it is new interval, not an interval, so I have to remove here. Yeah, so new interval, their which value, their start value, yeah, this their start value less than. So for all cases what I have to do, so in all cases I have to just store that value. Okay, so I will store in my result. So result dot add intervals. So I will store directly that interval, because it is not overlapping in all cases, and I will just make my I loop plus plus. So from this I will remove, because in that case it will just store all the intervals which is not overlapping. Okay, so what is the second case, like if this condition is not fulfilled, it means that overlap. In that case that second condition will come, like yeah, this condition. So in that case, if this is not fulfilling that while loop and, so in that case this second condition fulfill, it means and like this end of I, any point will come, for that their end point will be greater than or equal to L. So in that case we are sure that it will overlap, but till when it overlap, for that we have to check the second condition. So what was the second condition for that? So for that, when my intervals 0th value, like start value, will be less than equal to new intervals. Okay, new intervals like and value. Here I mentioned already this one. If this start, like my interval start point will less than the given new interval less than or equal to new interval end value. So I just write same condition here. So when this condition fulfill, it means it is overlapping. So in that case we have to make our interval. So I will store in the intervals, new intervals itself, like yeah. So at 0 index what I have to store, I have to find all the minimum of 0th. So what I have to do, math dot min of intervals. So intervals for 0th value, and in the new interval. So in the new interval I will take a 0 value. So in this way I can find the range, correct range, because as I already said, if this 3 point is overlapping, like this point and this point, if this 3 point is overlapping, so I will find the minimum of start, like this one, this 2 and this 4. So what is the minimum? 3. So 3 will be our leftmost part because we have to define the total range for which it is overlapping. So I will just find the minimum. I will store the new interval 0. The same manner, new interval for finding the last value in the one index, I will check math dot max. Okay, so I will take intervals I one value and new interval one value. So in this way I will find the like rightmost. So when this condition falls, it means our interval is going beyond the like it is not overlapping. So our this start point is like greater than our new interval. So in that case, what I have to do, first we have to store that previous, like whatever like here in the loop we have make some like some overlap interval. So I have to store in that result. So I will store result add new interval. So what it is doing actually, let me show you. So here we combine all this point, so we will come out of the loop. So out of the loop in our new interval is 0 index, this 3 will store, and new interval like 1 index, this 10 will store, and this 3 and 10 will be stored in the new interval. So I will store in our result. So the same thing I am doing here. I will store in the result if the loop is end. Okay, so at the last what I have to do, yeah, so there are one case as well. Suppose okay, suppose I am iterating with this, and this point will come, and after that there are some point remaining, like suppose this is 13 to 18. So suppose this point is remaining, and our I index will just cover this index, this point. So in our result there should be one result as well, 13 to 18, which is not overlapping. So I will separately handle that case. So what I have to do basically, just I will store remaining things. So I will check our I index. If I index is less than intervals dot length, so like it is the remaining things, so I have to store that remaining points in our result intervals, so that all the point I will store, and I will move my I point plus plus. Okay, so in this way like first loop will check all the point which is not overlapping, it will store in our result. The second case will make like when what all the point which is overlapping, for that it will find the start and end point, like leftmost and rightmost point. At the last I will store that interval, and at the last whatever the interval is remaining which is not overlapping, I will store in the separate result. Okay, so in this way in our result there are all the point present. But now in the question the result it wants like the return type is int of int, so I have to convert that as well. So I will make the result like that. It's just simple conversion. Okay, so every row is containing 2 size of column, and my total row is result of size. So how many points it is covering, I will make that much row, and I will iterate in our array I of 0 to result dot size, how many result we have, and for every result I will store in our result. So in our result what I have to do, I of 0 I have to store result get, I have to get that, and for 0 index I will store it like that, and for one like for second column I have to store the get the second column data from the result, so the one index. So in this way in our result I can store all the data, and at the last I will return result. Okay, so in this way we can find the result and return. Let me run it. There are some compile issue. Okay, so it is giving some problem. What is problem? New interval. Yeah, there are some typo problem interval. Yeah, so it will store that. Okay, that is fine. Yeah, so it should run now. Yeah, so both the test case pass. Let me submit it once. Okay, so it is giving some problem. Index 1 out of bound. Okay, let me do why it is giving. Okay, so in that case, suppose I plus plus, suppose I is 0. So for that, it will check our intervals. So 0 1 data, it is less than, so it will go I plus plus here. So it will again check. Okay, so here it is running in the loop, so I have to change the check the range as well. So I should be, in every case I should be intervals dot length. It should be less than interval dot length in for every case. So I have to check that thing as well, otherwise it will give the index out of bound. So in both case, maybe I can check uh, range. It should be in the range. So here I will loop, in the loop I will check and with the end condition. So yeah, let me run it again. I think it should work now. Yeah, let me submit it. So here we are just out of bound, like because I was going out of bound. Yeah, so it is taking 2 milliseconds, bits 52.03 of user of Java. So like I discussed already the logic, like in the logic part what we are doing, we are just storing all the point which is less than this new interval, then all the point which is overlapping, we, for that all the point we just like finding the min and max value, like leftmost and rightmost point, because that will be range, because after the overlap what is the like resultant line, that should be here to here, so that is the resultant line 3 to 10. So I have to find the start and end point of that, so that's why I am checking the minimum of all this point and maximum of all the end point. So at the end, at the last, if any point is remaining, I am just storing now result. So this is the simple logic which I discuss and I just code it. So maybe I can discuss now the time complexity. So according to time complexity, so here I am using the array list, which is the result which we are returning. And suppose for time complexity, this for loop, when we focus this for loop, so in the for loop it is running, suppose intervals dot length is n, so total n iteration, and in that we can think like this, there are three while loop, but actually this three while loop, what it is doing, as I explained, that all the, like we are moving that I index in the while loop, three while loop, for one is for this one, this case, one is for this, let me show you. Yeah, so one is for this case when this all the point is not overlap, and second one is for this overlap case, and third one is that remaining case. So in all case, my I index is running till the last index. So this while loop will end, like this three while loop will not cross our total range, so there are total n iteration at most. Okay, because this while loop is basically we are iterating with I, so I range is just less than interval length. So if like in any case, if this is like fulfilling our length, like I cover all the interval length, so in that case we store all this and I will be like increasing, so in that case it will fulfill our range. So in all cases it will just cover an total n iteration, so it is the big O of n time complexity solution. So my time complexity will be big O of n, but in our space, like I am just defining this array list. In array list maximum we can store total number of, like we are storing the two size of int array. So if I ignore that two size, so like total I am storing the n data if interval size is, like row size interval size is n. So basically it is big O of 2 into n, because every row is containing two data, but at the last we can ignore the constant, so big O of n space complexity. So it is a big O of n time complexity and big O of n space complexity, because we are making the result and returning that here as well. So yeah, I hope you understood the solution and you understood the logic what we build here and how we can code. So if you like this explanation and intuition behind this, so you can just like my video and you can subscribe for future uploads. If I upload any video in future, you can get a notification and you can start coding. Yeah, thank you for watching my video.